Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A natural process resulting in the evolution of organisms best adapted to the environment. A state of surviving, remaining alive. Something that survives. A natural process resulting in the evolution of organisms best adapted to the environment. The person or thing chosen or selected. A natural process resulting in the evolution of organisms best adapted to the environment. A passage selected from a larger work. The act of choosing or selecting. An assortment of things from which a choice can be made. The store carried a large selection of shoes. A natural process resulting in the evolution of organisms best adapted to the environment. A state of surviving, remaining alive. The power to withstand hardship or stress. The marathon tests a runner's endurance. A military engagement. He saw action in Korea. A judicial proceeding brought by one party against another. One party prosecutes another for a wrong done or for protection of a right or for prevention of a wrong. The operating part that transmits power to a mechanism. The piano had a very stiff action. Institute legal proceedings against. File a suit against. She actioned the company for discrimination. Put in effect. He actioned the operation. The state of being active. He is out of action. A process existing in or produced by nature, rather than by the intent of human beings. The action of natural forces. An act by a government body or supranational organization. Recent federal action undermined the segregationist position. Something done, usually as opposed to something said. There were stories of murders and other unnatural actions. The most important or interesting work or activity in a specific area or field. The action is no longer in technology stocks but in municipal bonds. The series of events that form a plot. His novels always have a lot of action. The trait of being active and energetic and forceful. A man of action. A process existing in or produced by nature, rather than by the intent of human beings. A process existing in or produced by nature, rather than by the intent of human beings. An organic process that takes place in the body. Respiratory activity. The state of being active. His sphere of activity. The trait of being active, moving or acting rapidly and energetically. The level of activity declines with age. A process existing in or produced by nature, rather than by the intent of human beings. Volcanic activity. Any specific behavior. They avoided all recreational activity. Chemistry, the capacity of a substance to take part in a chemical reaction. Catalytic activity. The experience of being alive, the course of human events and activities. Still in existence. The Wollemi pine found in Australia as a surviving specimen of a conifer thought to have been long extinct and therefore known as a living fossil. The financial means whereby one lives. The condition of living or the state of being alive. Informal, absolute. She is a living doll. People who are still living. Save your pity for the living. Still in active use. A living language. True to life, lifelike. The living image of her mother. Used of minerals or stone, in its natural state and place, not mined or quarried. Carved into the living stone. Pertaining to living persons. Within living memory. The condition of living or the state of being alive. The property of being animated, having animal life as distinguished from plant life. The condition of living or the state of being alive. General activity and motion. Quality of being active or spirited or alive and vigorous. The property of being able to survive and grow. The activity of giving vitality and vigor to something. The making of animated cartoons. The experience of being alive, the course of human events and activities. He could no longer cope with the complexities of life. The condition of living or the state of being alive. While there's life, there's hope. An account of the series of events making up a person's life. The period during which something is functional, as between birth and death. The battery had a short life. Animation and energy in action or expression. It was a heavy play and the actors tried in vain to give life to it. A prison term lasting as long as the prisoner lives. He got life for killing the guard. A characteristic state or mode of living. Social life. A living person. His heroism saved a life. A motive for living. Pottery was his life. Living things collectively. The oceans are teeming with life. The course of existence of an individual. The actions and events that occur in living. He hoped for a new life in Australia. The organic phenomenon that distinguishes living organisms from non-living ones. There is no life on the moon. The period between birth and the present time. I have known him all his life. The period from the present until death. He appointed himself emperor for life. A Gestalt principle of organization holding that there is an innate tendency to perceive a line as continuing its established direction. The act of continuing an activity without interruption. A part added to a book or play that continues and extends it. The consequence of being lengthened in duration. The property of enduring or continuing in time. The period of time during which something continues. The act of continuing an activity without interruption. A means of surviving. Farming as a hard means of subsistence. Minimal, or marginal, resources for subsisting. Social security provided only a bare subsistence. The state of existing in reality, having substance. Accepted or habitual practice. Economics. The utilization of economic goods to satisfy needs or in manufacturing. The period of time permitted by commercial usage for the payment of a bill of exchange, especially a foreign bill of exchange. A specific practice of long standing. Accepted or habitual practice. Money collected under a tariff. Made according to the specifications of an individual. Habitual patronage. I have given this tailor my custom for many years. Disagreeable aftereffects from the use of drugs, especially alcohol. An official who remains in office after his term. Something that has survived from the past. Hangovers from the 19th century. An official who remains in office after his term. Something that has survived from the past. A holdover from the 60s. Accepted or habitual practice. The act of using. The customary manner in which a language, or a form of a language, is spoken or written. English usage.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.